Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I gotta sit there and say that this was a interesting and weird episode, right? Because there's some stuff in there that you can tell is just filling for the sake of filling. And then there's some, obviously interesting parts. Now, before I even get into it, from what I understand from what Cat Lady told me, is that they're going to be replaying the episode tomorrow because I guess there was like news coverage and stuff like that. Because when I came home and I watched it, well, when I came home, it was like halfway into the half an hour point of it starting to record. So if you're want to watch the whole episode entirely, you probably shouldn't watch this review now, even though I really want you to, or you should probably not finish watching this review. But with that being said, Willow is an idiot. Okay? Willow is an absolute moron in the sense that when she wakes up to some pretty bad news. She gets served papers of divorce, and these divorce papers seem scary as hell. Which, by the way, it's just a scare tactic. So Michael could sit there and bargain for 50-50 custody. Because, see, that's the thing. That's the thing about these divorces. They tend to get really, really nasty, right? Remember I did a live stream and I was like, whose side are you on? You're on Willow's side or you're on Michael's side? And there was so many people that was like, Michael should just take the kids, just ruin her life. And that's emotion talking right there. And the problem with doing things like that is that you are doing it towards your children's mother. Whatever you do to the mother of your child, whatever you do to the father of your child, you're hurting your kids. And so, Michael, listen, he clearly don't like what Willow's doing. I don't agree with him blaming most of this on Willow. I mean, blaming most of this on Drew. But he's not taking the vindictive route that other people would normally take. Yeah, she freaks out and everything like that, and she's like, "Oh, he's gonna take the kids from me," and you know, what did she sit there and say? Well, he knew I was gonna be sitting there taking the kids. Well, let me get this straight. In what universe did you think that you were just going to take the kids to DC with Drew, and he would not be angry? Like, I'm I'm more like, how is this chick actually like? I'm baffled that she's so confused. Like, oh my god, he's upset. Like, really, Willow? You kissed the man twice. You lied about the second kiss. You slept with him. You didn't sit there and say anything about that. He had to sit there and find out. You can even sit there, and even then, even after the first kiss, even after the sleeping with him, he still wants to somehow work things out with you. But you're like, oh my god, he wants to sit there and take the kids now. Most people want to sit there and take the kids if you sit there and step out, you kiss somebody, let alone sleeping with somebody. And you take the kids for a little bit and you decide to take your dumbass out of state. Like, I'm just, I'm baffled. But, Drew calms her down, talks to Marty. Marty's like, listen, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna sit there and take a mother from their children unless it's like under extreme circumstances, in a sense. Um, I have an issue sometimes with the fact that the courts will typically side with the mother over the father in a lot of cases. I have a huge issue with that because an unfit parent can sit there and come from either gender. But he calms her down. Marty calms down. Marty also finds out, oh, you in DC? Are you in DC with Drew? Oh, okay. Yeah. Do when you get back. I'm pretty sure he got off that phone. He was like, mother, because he even told Laura a little bit about it, not in the full detail, but like, like, yo, what are you doing? I'm trying to fight for you, and you out there with the man who you cheated with. By the way, all Marty and Laura do is sit there and talk about the Valentine situation, and Marty kind of sticks up, or kind of. I feel like he does two parts. One, he tries to calm Laura down by saying, "Hey, listen, Valentine's really good. He can go into hiding here. There's people that's coming after him, but he's good. He got this." But also, he is kind of probably maybe one of his only friends. And so, he knows that Valentine is devoted towards Charlotte. He's like, hey, listen, you got this. So they go back and forth a little bit. And that's pretty much the gist of that that setting. Now, Michael comes over. And Michael pretty much kind of vents to his dad about the divorce and everything like that and just how it got to this point, right? But Michael made some really good observations, and I gotta sit there and say the one observation that he says is something that the fans have been sitting there saying for years. Take a guess. Take a guess. Take a wild guess. If you ain't watching, take a wild guess. This is after his analyzing Willow as far as she pretty much morphs into the person that her partner needs her to be. Um, like with Chase, I didn't understand it fully, but like with Michael, I guess so with Chase in a sense, getting away from Dawn a Day and hooking up with Chase, but also with Michael. He was like, what drew her to me was Wiley. And he was like, I'm not necessarily saying like that was the total thing, but like, and we've been saying from jump, like, yo, listen, the reason why she got together with you was because she lost a child and she fell in love with Wiley, and you just happen to be part of the package deal. And yeah, you're good looking and everything like that, and you got some money and stuff. So why not? I mean, let's be honest. We've been saying that those two have been boring as f for years. Okay, let's not just saying that for years. So like, why? I guess hindsight is 2020, and we can always sit there and look back at each relationship and be like, oh yeah, that's what caused that to mess up. But oh, now I see why she was with me or why he was with me or whatever. And yeah, Wiley, kind of like 2 or 3 years in the making of that, but yes. Now, if you saw my video, you went to Sabrina's Fave channel, Dion. We all been sitting there talking about Kyrie's Cat Lady. We all been sitting there talking about it. That accidental leak, the one for 3 hours, which I'm just like, what how is that even possible? I know that some people think that it was an accident, and I'm not just saying that I have concrete proof that it's the truth, but I mean, come on, seriously? You don't let something like that go by for 3 hours. You don't. Okay? Because if that's the case, y'all might as well, GH, y'all might as well just sit there and hire me at that point. I'm pretty sure I can do a better job than whatever that person did. Um, there's a point where Jason comes over. And Jason is not there dealing with Carly, but Carly needs to. I'm glad that Carly is sitting her ass down. Okay? Because she wants to go to DC to give her a piece of her mind to Willow and Drew, and just like, what is that going to accomplish? Let me tell you something. Another reason why I was not really happy with what Lucas was doing with Willow is that Michael has a plan, right? And I feel like some of the adults don't really give him the credit that he deserves in the sense of just being a shark, being methodical, playing chess while people are playing checkers, whatever you want to sit there and call it. He wants 50-50. Yeah, he's using that as a scare tactic. He wants 50-50. But what do you think is going to end up happening? You have Lucas that's in Willow's phase. You have Carly that's flying down to go to DC and up in their phase. You really think that she's going to really want to go for 50-50? No. So honestly, tell you the truth, this is another part of the reason why people need to sit there and kind of just let Michael handle his. Okay, and I do feel like part of the reason why most of the women in his life have either stepped all over him or whatever is because the people around him is constantly trying to fight his battles. But in this particular case, Carly, sit your ass down somewhere. Okay? I mean, what are you really going to actually sit there and do? When you start to think about it, how are you going to sit there and try to stop Willow from Snitcher taking her kids? They ain't your kids. I understand you're upset about Willow and what she did. Because, yes, that is foul, and I get that part, but, like, you can't sit there and stop her. That's also her kid. Move your ass out the damn way. And you going over there is just going to make the situation worse. Anyway, after Jason calms her down, he goes to the penthouse, right? They talk for a little bit, and the two go outside to sit there and talk about business. There's a ticking sound. Next thing you know, boom. And, we see the scene that we see, and, yeah. Now, I gotta sit there and say, this is actually worse than Ava, than the scene with Ava. And I gotta sit there and say, you can tell that this was somewhat. I feel like maybe what the writers would do is they're kind of smart and methodical in the sense of like they'll write a story, whatever, right? But they'll write it with enough gaps in it where it's like if somebody has to drop out or whatever the reason is, they'll put that part in it, right? And I feel like that was one of those things where it's like, I know that was not the original plan of Michael just being killed off like that. Or not killed off, but, burnt and sent away somewhere. Because let's be honest. Him being burned is the perfect cover for either him to sit there and come back one day, or for them to sit there and find another person to come back. Or, play the role. So yeah, that happens. Uh, Apparently that lady, whatever her name is, the assistant to Brennan, was acting on her own. Jack just wanted her to follow Valentine and everything like that and see where he was going. She was like, yeah, he knows too much. He got to go. And that's why she did that. But, Jack, first of all, how the hell did you miss? Even with that being said, Jack's like, hey, listen, if it was just him, we would have to sit there and worry about trying to find him. But he has a teenager. And teenagers, teenage girls need their phones. And, I mean, teenage guys need their phones too. But the point is, like, she let them once, she'll do it again. So he's confident. Also, he does sit there and find out who took out Dex. And it's Cyrus. I know. Real cute surprise. But here's the surprising part, though. Cyrus offing Dex is not surprising. What's surprising is that how did Felicia not remember that part? I mean, she was eyeballing him the minute she got to that park, and somehow he had enough time to off Dex and come back. What is this guy, like 70-something years old? Yeah, I don't see that happening. So, like, yeah, I'm a little kind of confused by that. Lucas is not happy that Liz got suspended. Well, she's like, well, I just want to sit there and get to the bottom of this way I don't just start blaming willy-nilly anyone. I'm like, yeah, you have a very funny way of showing it. You bring Liz in and you ambush her with the G's lawyer, but okay, sure. Now, at some point, Isaiah's not there talking to Cyrus. Cyrus is like, "Hey, I just want to sit there and see you. You saved my niece. How did it feel playing God?" What? I feel like that just would have put anybody off and be like, "Yeah, you know what? I got things to do." Yeah. Anyway, he feels that Isaiah is being standoffish, and he's like, "Oh, Jordan, I'm pretty much poisoning your mind." I'm like, why does it matter if he wants to be standoffish? Like, why do you feel that he needs to like you or accept you or something? And of course, Brad comes in and Brad starts unleashing on him. Portia calms him down. Portia's like, "Yeah, you gotta go. You're making them feel uncomfortable. You're making me feel uncomfortable. You gotta go." Cyrus is like, "No, I can't. I'm part of the poor child something, and I'm doing good work." And Portia's like, "Yeah, I don't care. You can go." And the look that Cyrus gave Portia, if looks can kill. Oof. Now, part of me is like, how was it possible that Cyrus got that job there and Portia didn't know? I mean, Portia just really just let that slip through the cracks. I mean, I feel like that was something that Portia would have corrected from get go. Like, nah, you got to go. You got to go. There's another hospital. You got Mercy. Remember, Mercy is still a thing. Take your ass to Mercy. You don't need to be here. I feel like that's just something that she could have and should have corrected a while ago. Um, and by the way, I saw the previews, and the previews was just literally Michael. You know how they show different people and stuff like that? It was just Michael. So, okay. I mean, I said that Sitwell is the person that bought Windermere. And Lucy just they're kind of showing him or talking to him, getting acquainted with him, and not realizing that this guy is, well, pretty much a psychopath. So that's that scene. Now, Josh is coming in to clean out Deck's stuff, and she wants justice. And towards the end, when Trina's there and Trina leaves, she finds a gun. And it looks like not a service weapon or anything like that, like a personal gun. So, what's that about? Um, like usual, I feel like I'm writing a goddamn book. Um, oh, Carly can't meet up with Lucas because Lucas is busy at the hospital. He also was nice to Brad. It's not just saying, "Hey, listen, you're a still better man than Cyrus is. You just have very piss poor judgment," which is true, you know. Um, and of course, Jack comes to hang out with Carly since Carly's going to be dining alone. And I feel like there's so much other stuff that I'm missing. If we're going to be honest. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. Now, I'm not going to be doing the live stream tonight, but I'm damn sure going to do my best to try to do a live stream tomorrow. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll be sitting there talking about all the shows. Days of Our Lives, Bold and Beautiful, and Young and Restless. Tomorrow. And 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm pretty sure I said the same time. Anyway, if I forget anything, write in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next video.